Hello, everybody. Hi. If you can turn your cameras on, that would be amazing. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So it is 3:00. We are going to start on time today because if there are some people who are coming in late, it doesn't really matter because we're recording this session. All right. Thank you for being here and thank you for being part of the celebration of Bukku's 6-year anniversary. Thank you for that. Thank you. And a great way to celebrate is to, of course, get together with the Bukku education community. And what better to talk about storytelling and also, okay, how can we, some of you teachers, some of you mothers, some of you godmothers, some of you aunts, whatever, how can we involve children into this magical world of reading, but in the best ways? How can they develop a love for reading? How can we make sure that we are actually teaching English when we read books to them, right? So those are some of the things we're going to discuss today. So we're going to start, all right? Please make sure that you have your microphones on mute so we don't disturb the people who are paying a lot of attention to this webinar. So let's begin then. My name is Francisca Kelly. Nobody calls me Francisca. Everybody calls me Kika. And I'm the founder of Bukku Education. I'm an English teacher and I am in love with reading, with literature, and with education, of course. And of course, with English, right? So let's begin. What are we going to see today? I wanted to start with this message because I think it's very, very powerful. And I really want you to get this message tattooed on your skin, on your chest, all right? The more fun they have with books as children, the more probabilities they will be readers as adults. All right? This idea is central. The more fun they have with books as children, the more probabilities they will be readers as adults. So this means that the younger, the better that I start reading to them? Yes. Does this mean that reading to them in English, even when they're babies, is actually good for them? Yes, also yes. When little children are babies, when we are born, what happens to us is that we are born prepared to learn any language in the world. Of course, right? It doesn't, this thing that some people say, oh yeah, I was born bad for learning languages. I was born, don't even try English with me. I'm really bad at languages. That's not true. We can learn any language. Of course, some people feel that it's more difficult for them, but when we are babies and when we are very young boys or girls, our brains and all our mouth and our system, our bodies are prepared to learn any language. So the sooner the better. Why? Because the sooner children get to hear this difference between Sue is a name of a girl, but zoo, it's the place where animals live. Sue or zoo. Some adults say, what, Kika, you're saying the same thing. But no, children will listen to that difference. And that means two things. There are more probabilities that those children will have better pronunciation, and also it will be easier for them to understand the English language, okay? So the sooner, the better. Some people say, ay, Kika, my baby is already 2 years old and I have never read to him or her in English. It doesn't matter, you can start now. Of course, it's never too late either, but we now know that the sooner, the better. All right, our topics for today, our focus for today is, number one, how are we going to develop a love for reading? Something that is called in Spanish, fomento lector. Number two, how can we use our voice, the tone, and the volume to engage the readers. Sorry, also the listeners, for the very young children who are not reading and just listening to us. And number 3, what can we do so children learn English with our storytelling? What things should we do? All right. So we're going to start with this first idea. How can we develop a love for reading, what is called in Spanish fomento lector? And here I have some strategies and I would like to read them and also explain a little bit about them. So the first one is, this is an important one. The first one is, hey, let children choose what to read. But Kika, sometimes at schools, the school says what my child has to read. Yeah, that happens. It shouldn't happen, but it happens, right? So at least what should happen is that we should have a little variety and we could have some options for the children to choose from, right? Okay, so no, not everybody has to read Happy Birthday, Lucy. You can choose from these options, okay? Giving options to children is part of positive education. It's part of motivation and intrinsic motivation, and it's also part for developing a love for reading. This variety of books should also vary in types of texts, having comics, having fiction, having nonfiction, having poetry, having stories, having short stories, having, all this variety is also important. Some people say, no. In class, you're not going to read comics. Come on. Yes, comics are also reading. Comics also help us develop reading comprehension. Comics is also amazing for reading, amazing for our brain, amazing to develop strategies. So let's welcome different types of texts, okay? Many of us have read, for example, it was my case when I had to read, I think it was on 11th grade, what we call in Chile, tercero medio, we had to read Don Quixote de la Mancha. Well, were all those 17-year-olds ready to understand and to enjoy El Quijote? No, but we had to, right? So having this flexibility with what to read and having children choose what to read is super, super important, okay? So when we go to a bookstore and we love this book, but your child is in love with another one, it's difficult. Yes, I understand it's difficult, but it's going to be better for the development of their love for reading if we get the books that they choose, okay? And the same thing at home. We could have a little bookshelf, a little library for our students, for our children also at home or students in the classroom, and having them choose what to read. Okay, so that's the first idea. Second idea, let's make sure that the experience of reading is what? Positive. If we have, yes, now you have to read and read in silence. Hey, sit properly while you're reading. Who would like to read like that? With this mother or this teacher yelling at me like this, right? No, we have to make the experience positive. And this is super simple, everybody. This is basic. Our brains make connections because of our experiences in the world. If when we're very young children, we have positive, wonderful, beautiful experiences with books, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to like books. You're going to like the experience of reading, right? It's almost obvious, okay? So let's make sure we keep it positive. Idea number 3, be flexible with the what and the how. We already talked in the first point about being flexible with the what to read. Do you want to read about toys or do you want to read about a mystery? Which one do you want? So we already know that we can be flexible with the what to read. But how about the how? What does this mean to be flexible with the how? It means that we can tell children, hey, How do you want to listen to this story? Do you want to be sitting on the floor? Do you want to be laying back on your bed? Do you want to sit close to the window? Do you want to cuddle with me and read it together? Do you want to be far apart and you want to see the illustrations from over there? So getting students also to decide, this is also a little development of critical thinking. How do I want to listen to this story? How do I feel more comfortable listening to the story, or maybe focusing on the story, right? With flexible seating sometimes at schools, right? Some schools have already flexible seating. And this means that the children get to choose how to sit in the classroom. Do I want to sit on a chair? Do I want to sit on the little sofa? Do I prefer to sit on the floor? And they get to choose where to sit, how to have their bodies, just because they know that those are the ways they feel better, so they can learn better. All right. So idea number 3 was be flexible with what to read and how to read. Okay, you see this little girl here, even inside like a tent with her light on and just next to her teddy, because that's how she chose to read that. All right. And idea number 4, we have read to them since they are babies. Or if you didn't start when they were babies, since they are very young. I have been reading some theory on storytelling, and it's amazing to read the studies on how even for teenagers, it is so engaging. It could be so engaging to read out loud to them. And I remember having a teacher that did that with us. Okay, we were teenagers and the teacher said, okay, everybody, you're going to lay on your desk, close your eyes. Imagine we were teenagers. That was already magnificent. Just close our eyes and she would read something to us so we could imagine what was going on and picture that in our minds. That also helps us with text and reading and listening comprehension. Okay, so picturing what is going on as I listen or as I read helps develop reading and listening skills, okay, comprehension skills. So it also helps. All right. There are even some authors that say, hey, you can read to your baby even when she's in your tummy, right? And there are people who do that. So they get used to the voice of the mother or the voice of the father or the voice of whoever is at home, okay? And also something important is that, as I mentioned before, children and babies, at the soonest they get to hear the sounds of the English language, the better. It's going to be easier for them to understand and speak the English language or any language that you teach. All right. Okay, everybody, if you have any questions, you can go to the chat and write them there. If not, we can also have a talk at the end of the webinar. All right, let's move on. The second topic today was, hey, what's the voice of the reader? How should I use my voice? Should I be playful? Is it okay if I change the volume? Is it okay if I change the pace? Should I? Is it better? Well, for the people who already read to little children, I know that you have discovered that it actually engages them, right? When we play with volume and pace and pitch, it engages them. Even if they started thinking about something else, or they went looking at something else, and you have this change in your voice, they quickly go back to you, right? So here are the tips I have regarding the voice of the reader. First, play with volume. For example, this one is called the hatch. Why is it called the hatch? Right? So I can go low or I can go high. Also, play with pace. So for example, oh my gosh, they were so desperate. Mommy Hippo and Father Hippo couldn't find the baby. So then they asked the tiger and then the duck, duck, where's baby Hippo? So I can go fast and slow. also to make it engaging, to make it fun. This is more mysterious, or I really want to know what's going to happen next, right? All these things help engage the reader, okay? Play with the pitch. For example, and the father was also very sad and worried, right? High pitch, low pitch. Also very fun for children. They laugh at you and you feel sometimes very ridiculous. It doesn't matter. They are engaging with the reading. Drama, of course, is welcome. What does this mean? It means that I can just feel like a Hollywood actress during my reading. This helps also children understand much better what is going on. Understand, even if they don't speak English very well, it helps them understand the English language because they see your face and they see your body and they get to understand much more what is going on, right? If I just say, yeah, Mother Hippo and Father Hippo were very sad because they couldn't find baby hippo, right? Maybe they understood, maybe they don't. But if I go, yes, do you see that? Let's look at the picture. Oh my gosh, Mother Hippo was so sad. And Father Hippo, of course, that is much more representative of what's going on, right? So drama is welcome. Objects and realia are a plus. What does this mean? Objects and realia. For the people here who are not teachers, realia means any objects that are, for example, if I say a stamp, and I'm talking about a stamp, and yeah, that's a stamp, and I have a real stamp, this is realia, okay? Real stuff that we're talking about, not just pictures, not just words. Real stuff, real objects. So if we are reading this book, Where's Baby Hippo? And just to set you for the people who don't know this one, so there's this family, Mother Hippo, Father Hippo, and Baby Hippo, and what happens? Baby Hippo disappears. So family of hippos start asking for help, and they ask all the animals, right? And they are looking for Baby Hippo. Guess what? Their brains are going to make so many connections when we say, okay, now I have a surprise. Look who's here. What is Mother Hippo and Baby Hippo? They are here. So I bring realia, stuff they can touch, stuff they can smell, stuff they can really relate to. So there is a link of whatever is going on in the book with the real 3D, three-dimensional, 4D world, right? Even if this is not a real hippo, it's a real puppet, right? So they get to see it in 3D and touch it and talk to it and imitate, hey, I'm Baby Hippo, right? So whenever we can link the story to the real world, that's amazing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be always with toys, okay? If they are talking in Happy Birthday, Lucy, they are always talking about toys. So there's a robot and a plane and a boat, and I have a real boat or a real plane, amazing, right? They see it in the book and then they see it in real life. That way, our brains make more connections and they will many things will happen. They will understand better the books, they will engage better to the books, and they will start little by little getting this relationship between literature and real life. How can they use literature for the real life? How can they use it just to have fun, maybe reading a novel, to learn sometimes, okay? So that is also magical. Next tip, play with silence. So just, for example, this one, the hatch, for example, all right. So because this one, for the people who don't know this one, this is a story of just these eyes. And uh-oh, this is too dark and we don't know what this person or this thing is. Uh-oh, this is too dark. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it feels wet, but warm and soft and nice. Ooh, what if I go up? Bang! And just play with these little pauses of silence, even asking students, for example, the books that have guessing games, right? Like this one. So, oh, here's your present, Lucy. Thank you. What is it? We have to guess what it is, right? Can you think, what is this? And just stay silent. Do you have any idea? Getting these silences is also very useful. So we give our students or our children the time to think. Giving people time to think is key. Normally what happens to teachers and parents is that we say, okay, so do you know what it is? Come on, do you know? Does anybody know? Okay, nobody knows. I'll tell you, it's a plane. Oh, come on, you didn't give them any time to think, right? So actually, let's wait for that awkward silence sometimes and just model what thinking looks like, all right? And last but not least, include melodies, all right? So, all right, we're going to start reading this book, and it's called Happy Birthday, Lucy. Yes, it's going to be her birthday. Ooh, maybe there's a celebration. And what could they sing? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right, let's see how it goes, right? So just including melodies or singing. This one is more obvious because it's Happy Birthday, Lucy, right? But you could just include any melody. Let's learn about Gabriela Mistral. All right, as I open the book, la 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 la. Okay, let's start to read, right? Just including melodies is also engaging for the brain. All right, let me see. I have a question here from Camila. I have a 5-month-old baby. Cutest. Should I start now? Camila Cartagena, the answer is yes. I have pictures. I'm going to share some of the pictures of my little baby. I have pictures reading to my baby when he was just months old. And of course, we're not asking them to understand anything, but just 2 things happen. They start looking at colors. They see their mother's face getting close to them. They hear the sound of their mother's tongue. And guess what? It's connection. It's true connection, what sometimes is called apego, right? All of this gets a beautiful interaction with your baby. And apart from that, your baby will start to listen to sounds of the English language that don't exist in Spanish when she's a baby. That means there are higher probabilities that she gets better pronunciation in English and that she understands English much better compared to learning English when she's an adult. Okay, so it helps also to learn more languages, because in Spanish we don't use the Z sound. In Spanish, we don't have this difference of sh and ch. So shoe is zapato, chew is masticar. What? If we say chaleco or chaleco, for us it's the same, right? But in English, no, it makes a difference. So when little children start getting these sounds, it's much better. All right. Thank you for your question, Camila Cartagena. Let's continue. This is our last topic of today. How can children learn English with storytelling? So I decided to leave these 8 tips. And after that, I'm just going to show you with examples. All right. So tip number 1, everybody, don't translate. What? Some people's brains are going to explode now. Kika, how? Not translating, but my baby's so young, he or she doesn't understand everything. I know. But here's the deal, all right? It's important not to translate doing this. Happy birthday, Lucy. Feliz cumpleaños, Lucy. Let's not do that, all right? Why? Our human brains are such amazing organs. Nothing is like our human brains, right? that they are all the time looking for ways of doing things, saving energy all the time. How can I make this automatic? How can I make this faster? All right. So when we read to children and we translate, guess what? The brains of your little boys and girls are going to go, okay, here comes English again. You have to focus. You have to make an effort so you can understand what she's saying, right? But then the brain hears, happy birthday, Lucy. Feliz cumpleaños, Lucy. I understand that. I know that language. You know what I'm going to do? The brain says, I'm just going to stop making the effort of understanding that weird language, because afterwards I will hear it in Spanish and I will understand everything. So I won't make the effort. I won't even try. So the brain starts just ignoring the English because they are waiting for the Spanish. Okay. Now, the typical question is here, okay, but how about when they don't understand anything? Okay, you can choose maybe some things that you can say in Spanish and some things to say in English, but what you say in English, don't translate it, okay? If, for example, you start this story and your little boy or your little girl says, es su cumpleaños. What do? We accept Spanish because it's natural to them. Of course, we accept Spanish, but we model in English. So after he or she says, es su cumpleaños. Yes, that's right. It's her birthday. I repeat what they said in Spanish in English. I don't say, no. You know how to say cumpleaños in English. Come on, say it in English. No. You lost the connection, right? We just, yes, accept what they say and we model in English, okay? Number 2, choose books that have repetition or structures. This is super important, everybody, because look, I have read this book to many children at school, and something great that happens is that as there is repetition, their brains, of course, get the repetition. Their brains are amazing. Their children are so intelligent, right? Just like us. So when they get repetition, it's the way that the language starts to get in their brains. They get to learn it. And that is also the best way to learn English. It's not the best way to learn English, just learning vocabulary words. That's not the best. The best is learning whole structure, little sentences or phrases like this. So I go, remember the context? Mother hippo and father hippo are looking for baby hippo and they ask the animals. So they go, cat, where's baby hippo? I don't know. Meow. Let's ask the fish. Fish, where's baby hippo? I don't know. Let's ask the elephant. Elephant, where's baby hippo? I don't know. Let's ask the bird. Bird, where's baby hippo? And then I just look at my students and I go, and guess what they say? They say, I don't know. Yes, and that moment is magical, right? They are saying, I don't know. I don't know. A whole structure, a whole sentence with verb, with person. It's magical. Did I say, hey, everybody, yo is I. No, lo sé, don't know. Do not a contraction. I didn't say anything like that. I just read a story with repetition. So children just say, I don't know. Yes, magical. Children now know that I don't know is this. In Spanish, maybe they think, maybe it's like no sé. Maybe it's like no tengo idea. Maybe it's like no entiendo. But they get the idea. And they also get in what context they should use it. So little by little, when they are exposed to the English language, they will understand exactly what I don't know means. Okay? But I just introduced that with storytelling. Number 3, choose books with rhymes. This is very important for the people who have babies, everybody. I don't have this book here. Here I have it. Why choosing books with rhymes? Why? It's working with rhymes, listening to rhymes and repeating rhymes is an amazing way to develop also phonological awareness, okay? So when little babies and little children listen to these rhymes, there is also a higher probability that they start repeating the rhyme. So they produce the English language, okay? They think it's funny, it's engaging, all right? So this book is very funny. Just to give you a context, this little girl is facing food that is going crazy. So the mango is dancing tango. The grapes are in different shapes. The eggs have two legs. The carrot is talking to the parrot. The pear has nothing to wear. What? It's naked. The water is with her daughter. So you see rhymes that will engage your students or your children, and also for babies, it's amazing for phonological awareness, all right? And pre-phonological awareness, just to listen to these sounds. Number 4, accept going back to a book again and again. Sometimes children go, I want this one again. Really? Again? Don't you want to look at how many books I've gotten you? Do you want to choose another one? Right? And why does this happen? When children really want to go back to the same book, sometimes it's because they feel so well that they know what is going to happen next, that they are prepared. Their anxiety levels go down. They know, they feel safe because they know what's going on and they know what's going to happen. So it's actually a good thing, a good feeling. So accept it and read the book for the 3rd time in one night. I have done that, right? 3 or 4 times in a day. I have done it. And it's actually a good thing. All right. After a few weeks, they will change and they will start choosing something else and something new. All right. So out of the 8 tips, we've already seen 4, and I'm going to go to the chat now so I can take a look at possible questions. Okay. Of course, Valeska Giraldo, I'm going to, for the people who have joined this because you registered, I'm going to send you the presentation and the link of the video afterwards. All right. Of course. Oh, Valeska, don't worry, you're not bothering. Yes, I like to make this presentation in English because it's also a good opportunity for everybody to practice our English, okay? I know not everybody is fluent, but you can watch the recording again. It will be good for you because you will practice your English. And also it's going to be good for your children or your students because the better you are with English, the better for them as well, right? So you will receive everything, Valeska, and everybody, don't worry. Let's move on to the next 4 tips. Number 5. Link the story to the real life situations. This is very helpful. Some people, some families, or some schools or classes are going through sometimes some difficult times. I don't know, somebody in the family died. Let's look for books that talk about this. Parents who get divorced. Let's look for books that talk about this. Mothers who lose their babies. Difficult, struggling moments. We can find literature that talks about this, and it's a beautiful way of children and parents also, or teachers, expressing their feelings just with the use of a book. Okay, so it also helps a lot with human relationships and interactions. And of course, just as I mentioned before, whenever we can include realia, we're talking about hippos. Hey, I have here some hippos. We are reading about candles. Hey, just like this candle we have at home, or just like this candle we have in the school, right? Linking to real life, it's how our students will make connections. The more connections they make, the more learning, the more intelligent, right? Number 6, accept Spanish from them. All right, let's not turn into this angry lady or man that just say, hey, all in English. Hey, you know how to say that in English, right? Let's look for ways to motivate them to speak in English, but not just asking them to do so, right? So whenever they speak Spanish to you, because it was just natural to them, accept it. The thing is that we have to model how English looks like, right? So, well, I already gave you an example like this, right? So she says, let's say you're into Max, my son, and he says, el libro de la comida, the book about food, right? Yes, the book about food, huh? You remember the book about food. So I let this time to be in English so I can give him exposure to the English language, which is needed to learn English. I accept Spanish from him, so I make him feel well. I make him feel safe, but I continue to model in English so he gets this input, all right? That is the way. Number 7, use audios if you don't have a good level of English. Some people say, ay, Kika, you know what? My English is not so good, but I really want my children to learn English. What can I do? Well, if you have Bukku education books, it's easy. You just go on bukkueducation.com and you press play and you have all the audios there, all right? So you can follow the reading with your child or with your children, and you just are with them physically. They can go through the pages, but you're listening to a good model of pronunciation in English. It could even help you if you don't feel very comfortable reading in English. You can even practice with these audios, right? You practice by yourself and then you can read it to your children. So that is super, super helpful. And of course, other books that are not Bukku, many of them also have audios. So use them. And number 8, something that I have mentioned before already, model the use of English even after Spanish was used by the children. I mentioned this before together with tip number 6, right? I'm going to go to the questions again. Oh, Antonella Antico says, Kika, I'd love to have your books in Argentina. I have wonderful news, everybody. The books will be available in Spain, Mexico, Argentina, Peru, Colombia in a couple of weeks. They're going to be sold I'm going to keep that information and share it with you in a couple of weeks when it's already done, okay? But it's going to be sold finally internationally, all right? So thank you so much for that. Carolina Mella says, ¿recomiendas hablar lento si no se maneja el idioma muy bien? Carolina Mella, of course. Yes, yes. If you don't have a very good level of English, or your children don't have a very good level of English, of course, we can just talk slower, but not an extreme that it's boring and not engaging, right? So just, where's baby Hippo? You can even repeat, where? Just express where as a Hollywood actress, right? Where is baby Hippo? Where's baby Hippo? Right? So you repeat as much as you want, slowly, using everything we saw, your facial expressions, your body language, some realia or objects that you have to help you convey meaning without translating. All right? What other questions? Oh, people celebrating Antonella, Tali, Barbara. All right. Barbara Gonzalez, yes, they're going to be sold on a web page. It's going to be online. It's not a publishing house, okay? I'm working with what is called buscalibre.com. So they are a website specialized in selling books, and they are going to be selling Bukku education books in Latin America. All right. Carolina Mella asks, so using material, like concrete material or realia or objects also helps. Exactly, Carolina. Exactly. Okay. Using realia, linking to the real world helps so, so much. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions, everybody? Okay, I'm going to read to you a little bit just to give some examples of what to do, how to do it with a couple of the books I have here. And then we're going to give closure to this webinar. So I'm going to, for just a couple of minutes, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So maybe there you can see me in a bigger picture. Do you see me in a bigger picture? All right. And I'm going to, there I see you guys as well. And now let's just enjoy a little bit of examples of what you can do with your children. So when we have a book like this, where's baby Hippo, right? Oh, where's baby Hippo? Here it is. Yeah, here he is, right? And let's see what's going on here. So, oh, many animals live here. And today, one more animal is joining the group. It's baby Hippo. It's so cute. It's a baby. Do you like babies and babies? Baby, Harumi Wawa. Yes, a baby. Very good. All right. And this baby is so happy because he's with his mom and his dad, and all the other animals are with them. That's nice. On the next day, oh, they are waking up. Oh, all the animals are waking up to a new day. They are opening their eyes. And what is going on? What is going on? Uh-oh, baby Hippo is not here. Where is it? Where do you think it is? Silence, just wait for them to think. Tal vez se escapó con unos amigos. Oh, maybe it went somewhere else with friends. That's a good idea. Where else do you think he is? Tal vez fue al baño. Oh, maybe he went to the bathroom, right? All right, let's continue. Let's see what they decide. They decide to ask the animals for help, right? Here they are. So they go, hey, cat, where's baby Hippo? And well, we already saw this one. This one, guys, has a lot of repetition because they even ask more animals, right? And the structures change little by little. So we have, again, where's baby Hippo? I don't know. And then after a while, this changes to, hey, baby Hippo is playing with the giraffe. Giraffe, where's baby Hippo? Baby Hippo is playing with the horse. Horse, where's baby Hippo? So we have a little structure change right there. And then we also change the question. Instead of just, where's baby Hippo? We have this one. Tiger, is baby Hippo with you? Baby Hippo is not with me. Baby Hippo is with the monkey. Monkey, is baby Hippo with you? Baby Hippo is not with me. Baby Hippo is with the crocodile. So you see how there's also, again, repetition, but with different structures, which is also very helpful. Well, just for you to know, finally, they decide to ask the sheep, and hey, sheep, is baby Hippo with you? Yes, but shh, he's sleeping. Oh, here's my baby. So this one has a happy ending, right? How to read books that have guessing games like Happy Birthday, Lucy, or questions about the universe, right? So it is Lucy's birthday and Lucy starts receiving many presents from her friends, right? And children need to guess what the presents are. Of course, it's very obvious because they are made for children to guess. So, oh, here you are, Lucy. Thank you, Ben. So I could change voices. What is it? And then we give time for children to think, hey, what do you think this is? Can you guess? Yes, it's a car. You think it's a car? All right, let's check on the next page. All right. Okay, are you ready to check? Okay, you want to count with me? 1, 2, 3. You want to count? All right. 1, 2, 3. Woo! And even the turn of the page, you can make it more exciting, right? Yes, it's a car. Good job. Give me 5. Woo, you guessed it. Great job. It's a car. Yeah. It's a car. I like playing with cars. And this car is red, right? So you see how there's a lot of interaction with the child, human interaction with the child, also with the book. But I listen to what the child has to say. I congratulate them. Yeah, give me 5. You guessed it, right? So there is a lot of human connection, which is great for so many things regarding development and everything related to the book. So it makes a strong relationship with reading, all right? How can we read books that are fast reading books like this one? This one has almost a couple of words per page, right? And it's also a mystery. So this one is called The Hatch. And as you saw, there was these eyes, and they went up, and then they got hurt, and then we stopped at here. Bung. Oh my gosh, my baby says, oh, it hit his head. Yes, it went up and bung. Ouch. So what comes next? Ouch. That hurt. What if I go right? Bung. Ow, what happened? And they could even tell you in Spanish, right? Ay, fue para el otro lado y se pegó. Oh, that's right. And it sounded bung. That's right. All right. Oh, better try to go left. Bung. Oh my gosh, what happened? He hit his head again. Where is this person or this animal? What is it? Do you have any idea what this is? So even when they finally guess what it is, they enjoy so much reading it over and over again, right? And then these eyes start getting angry. Oh, come on, grrr. What was that? Girl, was that my belly? I need to get out. Crack. This feels tight. And for example, when we have the word tight, which means apretado, let's make them feel tight. We can just hug them or even show them like this. This feels tight, right? So we don't have to, again, translate. We can show them in different ways the meaning, all right? Ooh, is this light? Crack! I think it's going to get out. What do you think it is? A couple of minutes just to think. I think it's this. I think it's that. And I am out. It was a bird. It was inside an egg, right? Did you guess it? All right. And when you close and you think, okay, they finally saw it. They finally guessed it. Again, right? Because they like making the sounds or whatever, repeating whatever, right? For older children, for example, this one that is already a level 2, so the amount of language is more difficult, as you can see, and it's less childish. This book about Gabriela Mistral, something amazing is to have children just sit, remember, in a flexible way, however they want. And apart from looking at the beautiful illustrations done in watercolors by the Chilean artist, they can also just imagine in their heads what you're reading, right? And they can draw it as they listen. So these are beautiful, relaxing ways in which we are also working with reading and listening comprehension, all right? All right, everybody. I'm going to start my screen sharing again. I see some activation in the chat. I think there are more questions. As I answer these questions that may appear in the chat, I want to tell you that it was lovely to see you all this afternoon. In case you have any questions, here is the information of Bukku Education's webpage. Here is my email, francisca@bukkueducation.com. And also you can follow us on Instagram, Bukku _education. Please share your questions in the chat. Let me see, there is something here. Julia Widmayer, Julita, I just want to say thank you because I'm not an English teacher, so I don't usually take courses about it, but this free opportunity was great. Thank you so much, Julia. I know Julia is living in Madrid, Spain, in España. So thank you so much, Julia, for being here. I hope your children enjoy now your English reading. I loved all the information given. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. All right. So as you know, you will receive the link to this webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any further questions or doubts, just write to me on Instagram, or you can just send me an email and I'd be happy to help you with whatever you need. Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye. See you and thank you.
Bye-bye.